hopefully a quick collective reading, but I talk a lot, so who knows. Let's see what we've got. Using the Mushroom Tarot deck, and you can actually see it in this video, so hopefully. Alright, so we have the Magician in the reverse. It looks like you have all of the skills necessary that you would need to achieve your goals, achieve success. I feel like you've been procrastinating and maybe have been having a little bit of imposter syndrome. Kind of like a little aimless at the moment. A little confused on what direction that you want to go into. It's like you have all of the puzzle pieces but are having a really hard time putting it together. You could have a lot of negative thoughts happening right now, and worries about your future. You're a bit pessimistic, I feel like. You've got the King of Wands. Sorry. You've got the King of Wands in reverse. It seems like you've just been working tirelessly to achieve your goals to the point of like burnout, or maybe it's been kind of like making your attitude a little bit off, especially with other people. Watch the words that you say right now. I feel like you're just like so obsessed with achieving your goal that like it's just cut out everything else from your life, like fun or just spontaneity, creativity, happiness. That spark has been kind of gone because you've just been trying so hard to better yourself, your life, or situation. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So a few came out. These are just kind of included in the mushroom deck as and it's the spore, and it's kind of a little bit of a general vibe of what's going on. I was only going to take 3 cards, but I'm going to take these because they popped out. So you have the Devil, Capricorn energy, and you have the Fool. So the Devil is definitely so earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, but specifically Capricorn. And it is, I think you've been having a lot of trouble dealing with worldly things, business. You could have a very bad boss situation, or just have been taken advantage of by numerous people. I feel like it's been making you kind of obsessed with like material things. A huge part of that I feel like is stemming from safety. Like you don't feel as safe and secure as you would like, and would it's been affecting your mood quite a lot. Like so kind of negative. I feel like a lot of negative self-talk, or just feeling pretty defeated and not happy with yourself. It's almost like because you're not achieving what you feel like you should achieve worldly, that you are making you feel you're like you feel like you're less of a person, like less worthy of a person, like you might feel a bit more like a failure, or just maybe other people around you have been trying their hardest to make you feel like a failure because they're kind of unhappy with their own lives, in all honesty, which is sad, but happens a lot. It's like circling back, just like circling back to the magician. I feel like you're just in a situation where you feel pretty stuck. And then moving on to the Fool, new beginnings. I feel like this is going to be coming into you. Uh, New beginnings, new hope. I think you're going to be working on your health and wellness a lot more, which is going to help your mental state. Trying to, hopefully, that means you'll have a spark of inspiration to help you achieve your goals with the Fool, so you can jump in with more positivity and hope for the future. I'm going to read from the book really quickly because we are already getting pretty far into this. So I'm going to start with the spore. We send spores out into the world to create connectivity to the world. Think on whatever you find today's reading through. Wait, yeah. Oh, whoops. There we go. Alright. Think on whatever you find in today's reading through the lens of collective oneness. Collective reading. That's a funny coincidence. Or interactions with something bigger than yourself. In many card descriptions, we see a push-pull between inner reflection and connectivity into a universal being. After you've nurtured and grow comfortable with what you find inside yourself, try to work on a healthy way to share it with the rest of us. Yeah, I read that kind of odd. I think this is definitely a collective message. I think just a lot of people in the world have been feeling your same energy, but you feel kind of alone on it. And just very stressed out. Probably have been looking at the news a lot lately, which has definitely not been helping that situation whatsoever. You need more humor and happiness in your life. I'm going to read from the book a bit. So, the Magician in Reverse. You are dithering about something, unable to make a choice. Perhaps positive and potentially successful plans have been abandoned, or you have been unwilling or unable to see them through to their conclusion. Sometimes these difficulties seem to have been caused by someone else. Certainly some negative force or person is blocking your path, and you may feel lacking in inspiration or energy. Yeah, I definitely get that. I feel like you've just been hitting a lot of roadblocks lately, which have been just super frustrating, and a lot of unfairness happening. I think you're afraid to put yourself out there right now, or you just feel like you're not worthy of success in a way, like the plans and the things you want to jump into and work on, you feel like might not be a success because people have been saying that to you. The Magician is Mercury, so Virgo and Gemini. It also is your speech, and on the Devil, kind of looks like there's a little Mercury on this mushroom. So definitely pay attention to what you say to yourself and others. I feel like you've just been beating yourself up a lot because you have not felt like the success that you want to be right now. I feel like you want to succeed so you can help other people in your life too. Um, Try not to help people who refuse to help themselves and also want you to help them, but also just are kind of low-key just mean to you or don't pay attention to how they affect you. Um, so next we have the King of Wands in reverse, selfish and freedom-loving. The King of Wands reverse may reveal an unpleasant character. His views are narrow and he is often selfish and intolerant. He is ambitious and full of drive. Little will stop him on his road to the top in business matters. This man is not to be trusted, and he could be using you to further his own ends. In relationships, he suggests someone who is lively and interesting. This attractive man makes a marvelous companion in the short term. Do not raise your hopes or make wedding plans, for he loves his freedom and is not ready to take love seriously. Enjoy it while it lasts. So, in a more negative sense, a lot of negotiations and agreements in your life have probably not been working out as well. You could be worried about property matters, finances, business, all of that jazz. I feel like um, you've been dealing with a lot of unpleasantness and selfish and intolerant people in your life, and it's been making you kind of have like a chip on your shoulder, and because you've been surrounded by so much of that energy, it's been kind of making you like that. I think you've been dealing with someone incredibly immature also, that you're just frustrated that they will not see where you're coming from and just acknowledge it or acknowledge your pain or your hurt. And it's just very frustrating, but I think you just need to take a step away and take a break from it and try to just like work on yourself for a bit. Um, it's like, I don't want to say take a break from business and achieving your goals or anything, but do take a step back and see, try to see things from a bigger picture. Like there's a crow on this King of Wands. Try to fly above it and see things from a higher perspective to see if there's another way that you can fix things. Things are just really unclear right now, and I can tell that that's just very frustrating for you. This is already going to be longer than I thought. Um, that's what she said. But yeah, let's keep this video going. So yeah, next up we have the Devil, Capricorn energy. There's been a lot in this about I think you've just been getting beat up a lot and judged by so many people. It's like people want to, I think people have been like lying about you too and just like gossiping for no reason. It's so weird. So when the devil appears in your cards, there's no need to shudder or believe that evil forces are around. Not really evil, but I think people have been very rude and unfair to you. This card basically represents the material world, which is neither good nor evil itself. You may be entering a phase when money and material well-being become important. Perhaps you have rejected these things before and are tired of never having enough money. You may start saving or collecting antiques or other beautiful objects. There is nothing wrong with this as long as it does not become an obsession, which takes over your life and thoughts. Emotionally, the devil warns against trying to buy friendship or love. There is a danger that you or someone in your life will use money as a means of controlling others. In our society, money does often mean power, and this card suggests that this influence could be entering your life. Sometimes the devil signifies people who are overly concerned with material security. These worries may be preventing greater fulfillment by keeping him or her trapped in a relationship or job, bound by apparent success. If other cards or your question concern a relationship, then tread carefully. The devil, like his mythological ancestors, is inextricably linked with lust and sometimes overwhelming physical desire. Such powerful sexual attractions may be irresistible, but may not be love. You could find yourself obsessed by the object of your desire or vice versa. You should certainly learn something about your own animal nature, but a lasting partnership may not necessarily be the outcome of this union. I don't 100% know if this is a romantic thing, but because of what we just got in both the King of Wands and the Devil, there's just some relationship or situation that is not doing you any good, and you need to get out of it. Especially if it's a relationship that you can tell is completely unhealthy, and you need to like run away from that, and the person is really immature. You need to just dip out of there or be very blunt and clear on your boundaries and be aware if like let their actions speak louder than their words, and pay attention to see if they continue disrespecting your boundaries and not understanding where you're coming from. Also, I feel like there's a lot of people who see you in a really bad situation or see you suffering, and instead of reaching out to help or anything like that, they kind of just like let your suffering boost their sad, depressing self-esteem by being like, oh, well, I'm so much happier, I'm so much more successful, and da 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 da. And I think secretly they know, they're just intimidated by you, and they know that you have a lot of potential to be a success. It's just easier to not look at themselves and instead just like attempt to look down on you nonstop. And instead of seeing you as like a victim of circumstance, especially if something very chaotic has happened to you, just think that you just deserve whatever suffering is going on and won't pay attention to how much you're trying to work to get out of it. Just a lot of uh, just unhealthy dynamics in this. I get a boss with a lot of you. I feel like a boss or workplace situation or coworkers just like just beating you while you're down to try to feel better about themselves. But anyway, we have the Fool. Let go, take a risk, and don't worry about what others think. You are protected by your optimism and innocence, and however mad your plans might seem, you are very much in tune with yourself. This is the start of an exciting journey, which may be mental, physical, spiritual, or all three. Look to surrounding cards for illumination. When the Fool represents an individual, he or she is likely to have some noticeably childlike characteristics, or be about to behave in a spontaneous way. Someone unconventional could come into your life. Depending upon your own character, you may find this threatening or hugely enjoyable. Whatever your reaction, this person can show you how to throw the rule book out of the window and take a fresh look at things. Lateral thinking is the Fool's forte, and he or she should come up with some surprising solutions to your problems, or inspire you to have a brainstorming session yourself. In terms of health and general energy, the Fool denotes nervous tension, great but undisciplined mental energy, and unstable conditions of all kinds. Since the Fool is both male and female, it can signal sexual ambivalence or an unconventional sex life. It can refer to someone who has variable libido, bisexuality, or homosexuality. This more about like looking at a higher perspective was popping up in this, and definitely working on your mental, spiritual, and physical health is going to be like a really huge thing for you right now, because I think it's going to help out a lot for you. I'm already kind of going over the time limit that I originally wanted, but I would like some more clarification on this situation. Need clarification, God, or yeah. And I think also with the Fool. I think another reason that you've been getting like beat up a lot is because you are about to act in a spontaneous way, or your ideas are very unconventional, and people deep down know that they're successful and unique ideas and ways of living, but they're not used to it, and instead of trying to educate themselves or open up to the possibilities, it's better to just like beat people up, gossip, lie, and just do weird things. Like, I don't know why people can't keep other people's names out their mouths. It's so weird. There's so many other topics of conversation that are possible in the world. Okay, so two popped out. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Trouble at work. Definitely a lot of trouble at work. I feel like you have been hitting so many roadblocks that you don't know where to go next, and are just definitely having a struggle. It's like you want to achieve your goals, and I feel like a lot of this is like trying to feel safer by earning some money, but you just don't know where to start at all. Um, and then we have the Strength card. You could be a Leo or have Leo somewhere in your chart, or be dealing with someone who has a lot of Leo in their chart. Um, on a more negative sense, you could be dealing with someone who is very prideful and full of themselves. But either way, I think you can succeed through the situation. You just need to gather as much strength as you possibly can, because you might be just having to deal with more stuff right now, which sucks, but it seems like it's the general vibe. But you'll be able to get through it. It's just always darkest before the dawn. That's been definitely the phrase of the last like couple of weeks for everyone, including myself and a lot of the people I've been reading for. So for the reverse, the Eight of Pentacles keywords are problems with work. The Eight of Pentacles reverse denotes meaningless toil and a feeling of limitation at work. Either the work itself is to blame or you will not learn new skills. One way or another, there are problems with your working life. You may be in the wrong job or misusing your talents. Sometimes this misuse has mildly criminal overtones and refers to cash earned by moonlighting or other undeclared income. It can denote dishonest business practices and shady deals of various kinds. Look to other cards for confirmation of this meaning. However, 9 times out of 10, the Eight of Pentacles simply reverse simply argues difficulties at work or even job loss. Yeah, I feel like you've been the topic of conversation for a lot of your old coworkers or something. Like, it doesn't seem like a good environment at all. It's just miserable people. Oof, we gotta pray for them. So moving on to strength. Strength does, of course, mean strength, but it has nothing to do with brute force or violence. This kind of strength comes from a generous, loving heart. When you draw strength, you have the courage of your convictions and will triumph over hatred, miserly attitudes, and mean-spirited enemies. You are filled with faith and power. Optimism and a firm resolve will enable you to win through any situation. When strength manifests as a person, he or she is generous and fair-minded. You may be the fortunate recipient of liberality or encounter someone who will fight on your behalf. You had like 2 cards of encountering someone who is going to help you out. This person cannot stand by and see injustice or cruelty without trying to put things right. Such people will not acknowledge defeat or negativity, and their considerable willpower and energy will inspire you. If you have been involved in an unpleasant dispute or have experienced antagonism from others, you will be able to resolve things now. Strength overcomes dark forces with the power of love. Resistance crumbles, and you are reconciled with your enemies, or like distanced from said enemies that are just not doing you any good. I don't know if this went out at all. It was giving me, my phone was giving me a low battery symbol. Anyway, sometimes this card can translate itself quite literally. When this happens, a beloved animal could enter your life, or you might just need to spend more time with your pets or animals or around nature in general. You will gain great pleasure from this association and find the animal a soothing, healing influence. Animals love unconditionally. They do not judge you or find you wanting. This is the kind of love symbolized by this card. If you draw strength when you are experiencing relationship difficulties, you must try to open your heart, forgive and forget. All is certainly not lost, but a reconciliation demands love on both sides. Strength suggests that there is more than enough love between you. A happy future together is possible if you are both determined and do not give up at the first hurdle. Like, again, if this is a salvageable thing and the person is respecting your boundaries, go for it. Just like discuss things very clearly. But if it's someone who just like forever, like for years, has just been treating you like sugar honey iced tea, you can love them from afar. So we have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. Your hard work is paying off, New Moon in Capricorn. Capricorn, we also got W. A lot of Capricorn energy. You're not seeing the results right now, but things are going to work out, don't worry. Be kinder to yourself. Cool. Let's see, we have When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. You can break out of the mental state that you've been in. It's understandable, but you'll be okay. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. There's also a hummingbird on this card, and those tend to signify to me living in the moment, having more fun, being more free, and having a more childlike spirit in your life. Maybe spending more time with your children if you have them. Alright. So we have obstacles are detours in the right direction. A lot of cards popping out of this. And I honor how I want to feel. If you want to feel good, just try to feel good no matter what you're dealing with. If you notice that you're in just like a very, very down energy and you just want to get out of it, just try to get out of it. There's nothing saying that you need to stay in a pessimistic, just very, very depressed state. It's okay, just acknowledge it. You've been going through a hard time. Just try to get out of it and be kind to yourself. This is, like per usual, I was like, alright, I'm gonna do 15 minutes max. And what are we at, like 26? Yeah. Okay, so you have 31, Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. 31 reduces down to a 4, 4th house Cancer, home, nurturing. You need to nurture yourself, probably clean your home a little bit more. Take time to breathe out, need more love in your life, self-love specifically. Time to let go. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. But yeah, okay. When Groundhog Spirit appears, it is a sign that there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees a spirit, he retreats to his den. So might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming and it is good, so let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form, and that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you, and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already setting it your way. Have you been relentless in your efforts to revive something that has passed its prime and needs to die away? A situation, a relationship, a belief, or a habit that served you once but no longer fills you with vitality? Perhaps you automatically expect to see the world through a specific lens based on the familiar. Groundhog Spirit has appeared to let you know it's time to accept that the past is the past. So allow yourself to feel the loss and grieve it if you need to. Any sadness will not last forever or overwhelm you. Knowing Spirit is with you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from the old to the new. Keep your eyes open, for winter always gives way to spring and endings always give birth to beginnings. For now, let yourself feel your emotions, releasing them to make way for the joy that awaits you. Spring and new growth are on their way, for that is Spirit's promise to you. You'll be okay. It's just going to take time. It's just the energy right now. Oh. Okay, I think you got 2 cards from this goddess deck. So lucky you. So you have Yuki Onna, stillness, 52, reduces down to a 7. Um, Relationships, harmony in your life. Before that, you had, I think that's a 17, Great Goddess, Sacred Unity. Oh, this is the same Animal Oracle deck book. Okay, let me look at this. Alright. Great Goddess, Sacred Unity. Now is the time to view your world through a reverent and clear lens of unity and connection. The domain of the Great Goddess, the creatrix of all life, and the Great Mother of all. It's time to leave the right, wrong, good, bad, zero-sum game world behind. Enter the space where you can find the sacred ground of sharing without guile, who knows. Work from the desire, guile? No, that's good by me. Work from the desire that everyone benefits. Look at others as if they are also a reflection of yourself. Take a humble yet grounded approach to your life right now. Be accountable for the energy you put out into the world, and be aware of how you influence your surroundings. The Great Goddess reminds you that you may see yourself as different than others, but you are all one in her presence. Treat others as you would like to be treated, and miracles abound. This is truly an auspicious time for your life to grow and expand. Unconscious choices and behaviors may be causing a distortion in your world. Difficult feelings are part of the journey of self-discovery, and now is not the time to shy away. In order to survive, you may have been conditioned to suppress what makes you uncomfortable. You might have found yourself in a temporarily awkward place with someone and don't know what your next step should be. Be honest. Say when you don't know something, and be open to learning. The Great Goddess offers you this alignment task. Make the discomfort, awkwardness, and the uncomfortable sacred. Think of what would happen if you made what you considered a flaw, loss, or failure a beautiful integral part of your life. Every breath you take is sacred. Every mistake you make is a gift. And every time you learn from a relationship is blessed. Bless all parts of you and your life, for you are sacred in the heart of the Great Goddess, who sees only beauty everywhere. And then we have 52, Yuki Onna, stillness. The Japanese goddess of winter, Yuki Onna, calls you to a practice of daily meditation and stillness to prepare you for greater productivity and results. Be open and receptive, slowing down. I'm like stuttering quite a bit. I think I need water. Being open and receptive, slowing down, and allowing for time to dream activates your partnership with the universe so you can truly set your intentions in motion. Then, almost without effort, you discover their vibrational match in the world of form. Just as the life force quietly builds within a seed buried under the snow, so too will the energy build in the seed of your desires before manifesting with no effort on your part. You will find how easy it is to co-create while implementing a practice of stillness and receptivity. Let others make the first move at this time, as you assess and observe the world around you from a profound position of stillness and neutrality. In this way, the world becomes more intimate, yet you know to take nothing personally. When the goddess Yuki Onna comes to support you, be still. This calls in miracles. The action now is non-action. Some days you wake up frozen, stuck, and unable to move due to the effects of emotional denial and resistance to to what is in front of you. Or maybe you are exhausted, spent from the emotional burden of your current situation. The winter goddess Yuki Onna has come to help you move out of and past this experience into a healthier state of stillness. When you are frozen, it's the ego that is refusing to accept life on life's terms, potentially causing you fear and depression. A particular situation or person may be causing you to see yourself as a victim. The goddess Yuki Onna reminds you that this is but a temporary moment in the millions of moments of your life. The task she has for you is to answer one question. Will you trust the great goddess in the universe to be your active partner in co-creating? If so, slow down and let all of your troubles go, and you will see the miracles life has to offer you. Alright, that was pretty good reading. Thank you very much, God, for this reading. We clear out this energy. And I hope you all are doing good and know that you are good and you have bright things ahead of you in your future. It's alright to be stressed out sometimes. Just try to cleanse the energy and be kind to yourself.